Welcome to Kajo MTV. Today we have a very special guest. It's Tuta Maina. She's gonna tell us about herself more, and we're having this show tonight because matriculants they just received their results, and as well school is starting tomorrow. So I thought maybe this segment will be very helpful to parents, new parents, that the kids are joining the schools, see they're going to the schools, and to those parents that their kids are going to varsity, and to those that are moving to matric. So she's gonna give advice. Welcome, teacher Mina. Right? I didn't butcher your name, right?
Myrna, Myrna. It's great to be here, Sarah.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay, thank you very much. Before we dive into our topic, can you tell me a little about yourself? What inspired you to become a tutor? What do you love the most about your job?
okay. When I was a little girl, I had a dream of becoming a teacher. But due to unforeseen circumstances, I changed my career path and I became a hairstylist. Working as a hairstylist, I acted a lot with clients and children, and I developed a I like to work with people.
Mm,
And 2015, I got the opportunity to become a RAF online consultant for attorneys. I've discovered a lot of language barriers. So then I had to use a lot of translation and use translation apps and basically teach other cultures English or Afrikaans. And then I realized I actually have a passion for tutoring. And then I did
mm,
for 2 years. I studied and did my TEFL course and did language courses as well as refreshing maths courses. So, in fact, that is how my journey began as a tutor. I it, it started with consulting with clients and
mm.
translation, and that is how I found a passion for tutoring. So I enjoy it a lot. It's very inspiring for me as well to see the changes in a student and a learner. And
Mm.
yeah, basically that's it.
Thank you. And also it is very rewarding when you see your students grow up and
Oh yes,
they look up to you. It's very rewarding, I'm sure. My parents were
very much.
teachers, and I remember my dad's funeral. Everybody was just talking of how proud they were to be taught by him, and it was old men that time. I was like, okay, so yeah, teachers
Yes,
bring a very they are very impactful in our lives. With
yes,
that being said,
definitely.
we just received the matric results today, and some matriculants did very well. We got a 87% nationwide pass rate, and but we know in every situation there's those matriculants that don't make it. What message would you like to give to the matriculants and the students as a whole as the schools are opening tomorrow?
My message to the matriculants: the big days here, and we all know how hard it was for you to get to this point. And
Mm,
whatever the outcome was, be proud of how far you have become. Stay strong and positive. For those who didn't make it, there is a rewrite, and you can change your journey with
mm,
trying again. Failing doesn't mean that you are a complete failure. You can get up
Mm.
and you can start again. And for those who passed, all of the best for your future. The universe is open for new beginnings. And for those who started school now, all of the best for your journey of 12 years. And
Mm.
I am sure that we all will make it out good at the end.
Mm. Very, very, very encouraging message, very powerful message to all the students out there. Those that are leaving the school scene, going to university. Good luck with all the career paths that you're taking. And to our new learners, the grade R's, the grade 1, the excitement, like Teacher Minor said, the 12 years of excitement. And to the parents, what advice and tips can you give parents when it comes to homework assistant?
Okay, we do homework assistance, especially for the working parents who cannot
Mm.
assist the child. We assist with Afrikaans, English, and maths, as well as researching the academics for those who don't have internet. Um,
Mm.
Advice for the parents. I would advise parents to take 30 minutes or an hour every night to go through their kids' homework. See if the child's proactive in his tutorials. Interact with their tutors at least once a week. If a child notices that a parent is not interested in his activities, he also loses interest. So an active
Mm.
parent, it's an active child. The more you invest in your child, the better the outcome will be. Scroll through their books. This will cause them actually to do their homework or their
Oh,
online
well,
tutorials.
while we're
Um,
talking about homework, many parents, they like, you might find that I'm active with my school, with my child's schoolwork,
yes,
but kids are different, and we have kids that struggle to grasp information. Some kids have learning disability, and because of our circumstances, most of us don't have opportunities to take our kids um for testing to check if they have learning disabilities and stuff. So you might find that some parents don't have the patience. I might explain something to my son and he doesn't grasp it and I lose my patience. What advice would you give us as parents and help us to understand what the kids are going through? Because I've noticed that kids these days, they are not the same like us. We were very
yes,
independent. We used to do everything by our own, but kids these days, they, like you said, they need that you need to be an umbrella mom. Actually, you need to be always on top of their head and watch what they are doing. So what advice would you give to the parents that are struggling to assist their kids with their homework?
I would say just be patient. Let the child work at his own pace. I know some don't have all the time, but don't put too much pressure on them
Mm.
because I've realized that children, especially children with special abilities, they become anxious and then they go
Mm,
blank
mm, mm,
and then you don't get anything out of them. So I would
mm,
say give the child even a break. With my students that have special abilities, special needs, I will tell them go drink a glass of water or okay, take a 5-minute break, relax, don't be nervous. I'm here to help you. You know, you must be calm and relaxed when you approach children with special needs. Because the minute they get anxious and nervous, they completely go, they
blank.
lose focus. They lose focus,
Mm,
you know. So parent involvement, m- parents should also be more involved with their child's tutor or teacher, even if it's once a week that you ask for for you know, what the progress is of your child or so. Just to let the child also know that you are interested in his well-being.
Okay.
And it can
And
also guide the teachers, it can also guide the teachers and tutors towards the child's needs. If the parent and the tutor interact more, you know. So that advice I would give the parents. Be more active. If I found sometimes I sit with a child and that parent expect miracles from that child, but that parent herself don't give that child that support. So support is utmost importance.
wow, well said. I'll also fix my mistakes where I'm making mistakes, but I think I'm that umbrella mom.
I'm sure you are. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And I appreciate that. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
because even his
You're
teacher
very
at school, or his
hands-on.
teacher at school always says, "Yo, I love the way you so active with your child's schoolwork." So yeah. And teacher Mana, tell me, what is the most creative excuse you ever had from your student that why they didn't do their homework?
Most creative excuses.
I know
I don't
students always come
understand
up with
the work.
ideas.
I didn't understand the work. Then it's not even
Yeah.
that difficult. I was
Mm.
forgot about the homework. I, or I forgot my book at my grandma's house.
Oh
Or
my God.
my book is still in the car. My mommy dropped me. I was going over my book and my mommy dropped me and the book is in my car. So yeah, they come with, you will never know how creative these children can be. The excuses they can think of, unbelievable.
Is there a hack that you can give us as parents to assist with homework to make it easier for us as well? I mean, we come back from work, we are exhausted, and you're busy talking to this child, you explain him, but it seems like he doesn't have a clue what you're talking about. Can you maybe give us a hack that we can use?
There's not really hacks that you can use. There's more practical tips for parents to assist their children with homework. They don't need to
Mm,
sit and do the work physically with a child, but make
mm,
sure your child is actually, especially with online lessons, online tutorials, make sure that your child is actually attending the lesson and also be active in the lesson. Because
mm,
I do have a student, while he's busy with his lesson, he would send messages like, "Yes, ma'am. Okay, teacher." Then I immediately know his mom is not around.
mm,
I will tell him, you know what? I have ample time. If you're not going to answer me now, or if you're not going to do the work now, we can go for 2 hours lessons. Then you must see how quick that work comes up.
mm,
So,
mm,
yes, as a parent, you must also be vigilant for their excuses and for their tactics. Children is,
mm,
even those, don't think a child with special needs is not clever. They actually the most
mm.
advanced. They too
Well, look at
clever.
Einstein. Look at Einstein.
They too
He was
clever.
diagnosed
Yes.
with ADHD at an early age, but he's the genius
Yes.
that we know. Mm,
Yes. So don't think because your child have ADHD or your child has special needs that they don't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. And
mm,
sometimes they
mm,
use that to their advantage, you know,
mm.
by getting away with things. So you as a
Yeah.
parent must be stern, not strict in a way where you make your child nervous, but in a firm way. Just ask them, did you do your work? Can I see your books? Even if it's just random checks, you don't need to do it every night. Just random checks, to keep them on their toes. I would say a parent should do that.
Okay. No, this question was not on our cue card, and it's just something that crossed my mind this morning when I was watching the news and they were talking about the matric results, the 87% states. What is your take on the quantity versus quality? Because what we've noticed these days is that most kids, they drop doing mathematics and science in grade 10, so that and most principals, they promote that so that they can get better results at the end of the year. So what advice can you give to parents when their children choosing which subjects to take?
You know what? They should actually let the children do aptitude tests in grade 10 before choosing subjects, because not everybody can be a lawyer or a doctor. Maybe your father's a lawyer, an attorney, and now you also want to follow in his steps. But your brain isn't tuned that way, We are all tuned in different ways of our journeys where not everybody can become a lawyer or a doctor, and you must choose subjects according your brain capacity, what your brain allows you to be. And then maybe we will get less of matrics, not the 30%, because sometimes children is smart, but they don't choose the right subjects, and then they lose interest along the way. So
True that.
yeah, so I would say you should actually have tests done before choosing subjects and let the child choose accordingly.
And what is the biggest misconception that parents have about their role in their children's education? I know some parents think that they go as further as buying stationery and paying school fees. That's it until the end, until they get the report at the end of the term. And
Yeah.
what is your take on that?
Just like raising children, parents think just food and a roof, nice clothes, and smart car, they think that is enough, to raise a child with. But it's not enough. A child needs more attention. And education doesn't end at school. It should continue at night also. And education, I don't mean just by book-wise or being book smart. I'm talking about educate the child for life lessons. Talk to them, sit and talk to them. You get parents that is still ignorant today because they didn't have the proper guidance, where they will make fun of children. They will make fun of people with special needs. They will make fun of children that is obese. And parents don't help their children right. And that is part of education. That is part of educating your child for life and for becoming an adult, a well-balanced adult. It's not just books. It's not just schoolwork. A lot of things involved in raising a child. So
And I think what you just said, it also goes to the way that teachers are struggling in class and they're always complaining of the behavior. It's because
yes,
parents are not involved.
Yes,
and
yes,
it causes a lot of behavioral issues in the class, where you find that there's 60 students in the class and the teacher now has to give attention to one student. And
yes.
when the teacher reports the incident, some parents just don't bother. They don't even bother to call the teacher. They don't do
Mm,
anything about it. So what
it
you
is.
just said,
It is.
yeah, it also goes back to that as well.
Yeah, and with parental involvement, it's generally positive. It can associate higher levels of anxiety and
Mm,
depression if it's not achieved. You know, if you
mm,
don't guide your child, he becomes anxious because he's
mm,
not sure about life and things look scary and difficult and that causes anxiety. And then sometimes a child will want to be on top, and then now you see another child that is calm, and then you take his aggression out on this child that appears to be
mm,
calm. But in the meantime, both of them are very nervous and anxious,
mm,
and that is where bullying come in. It all starts with a
mm,
parent. How do you treat your child at home? How do you educate your child at home? Because that is one thing that we should actually work on as parents,
mm,
to
true
stop
that.
bullying. And if you as a parent know that your child is bullying someone else's child, don't um don't inspire this child. Tell that
Mm,
child that could be you tomorrow, you know.
mm.
So we as
And how would
parents
they
must be,
feel if the tables were turned? How would
hey,
they feel if the tables were turned and they're the one that are being bullied?
exactly, exactly.
Mm,
And that is
mm,
why a lot of children is dropping out of school because of
mm,
bullying.
mm.
Because they
And,
they're not happy at school, and the teacher has 60 children in a class. She can't focus on one child
mm,
bullying another one. That is why I say parental guidance and education doesn't stop at school. It actually
mm.
starts at home. You are
True,
you are your you are your child's first teacher.
teacher. Mm.
You are your
Oh, that's
child's
very
first teacher.
powerful.
Okay,
That's very
that's it.
powerful words. I hope all the parents are listening. And can you share with us your personal story where a parent involvement was very significant in the student's life? And did it have an impact on them?
Um, Last year, now 2023,
Mm,
2 or 3 weeks prior end of exam, a father begged me to help his daughter. She didn't understand Afrikaans. I think she was Xhosa or some other um,
mm,
race. And she was about to fail. And if you fail language, then you fail the year.
mm.
And he begged me to help this child. And I said, "Yeah, just few weeks before exam, how am I going to do this? You know, how am I going to do this? This child had won right through the year." And me and the student were sitting for hours, and I coached her and I helped her. And it was really rewarding for me how she prospered day by day and how she was focused. And then
Mm.
that end of year, her father phoned me and he said, "My daughter passed." And he was actually he was so joyful. And he couldn't thank me enough. She's still my student now. She's still my student. I still
Mm.
had her last year. And the way she's maturing now, she's grade 7 this year. And yeah, so this will be her last year on primary school. And yeah, but the joy in that parent's voice, that father's voice was so touched me immensely. honestly, because that is the type of parents a person want to see in today's life, so that we can work on a
Especially
better
for a father.
society. So that we can work on a better society, because it all starts at home.
Mm, mm. Okay, I think we've
Uh,
covered most of the questions, even though we're not doing them randomly like we planned. We were just
Yes.
flowing. But on a lighter note, we're gonna have some fun now. Ne? If
Okay.
you could be
Depends on what
anything
kind of
in the
fun.
world, I'm asking you a question, you answer. If you could have any superpowers to help your tutoring career, what would it be?
Superpowers.
Mm.
I would like to have, um, let me see, telepathy and
You wanna read their brain?
I want to read their brains. Telepathy and yeah, we never know what's happening in their brains, eh? We never know.
Mm-mm. They're always busy with their own thing.
And I yeah,
I'm saying they're
um
always busy with their own thing.
they're always busy with their own thing, and you never know what's next with them. You never know
Mm.
what's next. So I would like to have mind reading. That I would like.
Powers.
Powers, superpowers of mind reading, yes.
Okay.
That I would like to
And what
have.
is the best advice you ever received, and who gave it to you?
You know what? A stranger walked into my shop. I had my own business. I was a business lady since 25. So,
Ah,
yeah.
today.
So, this child, this young man came into my shop and he told me, never tell your plans to anyone unless it's already in action.
Mm.
And I didn't listen to him. And up till today, I regret that I haven't listened. So sometimes God sends strangers on your path
Mm.
to tell you things, but then you don't listen. You just do your
True.
own thing. So I
Because you
would
think you
say,
know.
if yes, yes, and you tend to trust people, you tend to trust family with your plans
Mm.
and all of that, and you never know who you're sharing it with. So
Mm.
whatever the plans of your children is, keep it secret till they're ready there. You know, keep your plans for yourself in that case.
I'm gonna take that advice and follow it myself.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Mm. And if you could have dinner with a historical figure, who would it be and why?
Let's see. I actually historical figure.
Mm.
I'm cutting a blank now. um, William Shakespeare.
Wow.
Do you know why? Yeah, William
Why?
Shakespeare. I like poetry. I love
Okay.
poetry. And
Okay.
I like the way people express their feelings with emotions.
Mm.
And the one fact about William Shakespeare that I like is he couldn't spell, but yet he made such a great impact on people's lives.
Mm. Mm.
So
He
yeah,
was
I would love to
dyslexic,
meet
right?
him. Yes, yes.
Mm.
He couldn't spell, but yet
Mm.
he wrote several poems and
Please.
you know, yes, yes. So, yeah, William Shakespeare.
Okay, teacher Myra, I think I'm gonna cut out other questions. Um, but before we go, I'm gonna ask you this one question, just important question. What is the most important quality for you to have in a student?
Um, do you mean the student must have it?
That's your students that you have. Which quality do you enjoy the most?
Respect. Because if you
Mm.
respect someone, you will trust that person.
Mm.
And the fact that you trust that person, you are opening yourself up for all information and guidance. So I would say the most value um, thing that a child should have is to respect fellow learners and teachers and tutors, and also even the learners' parents. They should also learn to respect the tutors and teachers, and the child will
Mm.
follow. So that
Mm.
is.
Truly. Wow, that was very informative. Short 30 minutes that we had, but I've learned a lot of things from you. I know we talk a lot, almost on a daily basis, and you give me motherly advices as well. And I'm glad today that you could share your motherly advices that you always share with me, with my Cardio Nation on Cardio TV. So for that, thank you very much, Teacher Maina, for sharing your expertise and your insights. And do you have any final thoughts for the audience?
Um, what I would like the for the audience to say, especially for the parents, parents play a crucial life in the education and development of their children, and their influence on their child's learning cannot be overstated. Parents have the
Mm,
responsibility of instilling values, beliefs, and a sense of purpose in their children. Are we still there? I think we've been cut off. Hello?